Okay, this is the last part of my Vipassana meditation, earth-shattering experiences. After 10 days and some reflection, the stuff I have here, the report of 60 pages or so, 25 years ago I'm reading, and this is the ending part, which starts after the lessons learned, new beginning. So what are the elements of the new beginning, I wonder? Release of life energy, healthy, joyous life, love and compassion generated to help others, renewed devotion, spiritual energy connected to mission in life, practice everywhere. Receptivity, cannot listen if we only talk about our logic. Take time to do important things without being bothered by small things. Sense the divine nature within and around us. Meditation is a blissful experience. Practice mini meditation on the spot as needed. Develop good habit, discipline, Sila, for us to be and away from the lost, miserable, unnatural, and disconnected state. The flip side of Sila is a compassion to others. Well, once the process gets rolling, do the process control to eradicate errors. Keep eradicating the errors from the past by continuously practicing the process whenever possible. Keep awareness and equanimity. There's a sentence here. Real wisdom is recognizing and accepting that every experience is impermanent. With this insight, you will not be overwhelmed by ups and downs. And when you are able to maintain an inner balance, you can choose to act in ways that will create happiness for you and for others. Living each moment happily with an equanimous mind, you will surely progress toward the ultimate goal of liberation from all suffering. This came from page 4 from Guidelines for Practicing Vipassana Meditation. There are miscellaneous stuff I put here related to Mr. Goenka's vision, who is the one who promoted this maybe 30, 40 years ago, or even before that. He has passed away probably 15 years ago. I met him in person. Anyway, he's got the business background. It's so very interesting. The angle is different from those who has just the pure religious background. And actually his teacher, Ubakin, was also related to business. And because of this meditation and teaching, he could do the job, not just one, but 4 parallel jobs in the government. Anyway, Mr. Goenka's vision. Self-sufficiency. I'm just characterizing that, like 3 points. Maybe I'll skip this. You can read more in detail if you want to from the Google Doc that you can find from description. So 1 is self-sufficiency. The second one is reaching out to wider audience. Pragmatism is the third one. Let's read it anyway. Self-sufficiency. He seemed to emphasize this idea. All teachers, assistants, and people helping the course are donating their time. All meditation centers now positioned around the world seem to be built by volunteers, each maintaining a financial independence. There is purity in this practice, which is very similar to Buddha's approach to monks. Oh, I'm glad that I'm reading this. Reaching out to wider audience. Mr. Goenka's business background helps him to see the implication even in the business world. Unlike many religious organizations, there is a sense of clarity as to how things are run at the donation basis from one to the next. This helps not to mix monetary issues with spiritual issues, donation base. All the teachers, helpers, everyone. Pragmatism. Helping people in prison shows the compassionate sense that really does. Can you imagine you're in the prison, nowhere to go, but locked in, no help, just face every day without hope of getting out or getting up after a long period? But this course is helping providing opportunity for the inmates to let go of the suffering that may come with or the punishment. So cleansing, and the fact that they promote in prison. I don't know how many prisons in India, I know. And my roommate in this course was from San Francisco prison, perhaps a supervisor, a black guy snoring during the night, sleeping next to me, and I'm practicing anapana of peace, no problem. And we didn't talk until the last day to find where he came from. Anyway, helping people in prison. They happen to be there, born and raised under a different star. That's my saying. Our society is responsible for having these people go to jail. There's something that we can do. I think that it's our responsibility, not let them be punished, but give them hope. And we happen to be, most likely, in the prison, the audience I have, but who knows? Satipatthana is the name of the sutra, very much a description of Vipassana. Satipatthana is a way to develop a wholesome state of mind. It is translated to foundation of mindfulness. It's a way to develop a wholesome state of mind, fundamental teaching by the Buddha. It's about mindfulness of the body, of feelings, of the mind, and of mental qualities. It helps to make unconscious tendencies conscious. It helps to discover pre-existing awareness and the interconnectedness of life. It helps to put aside greed and distress. It helps to stay with the experience of the body as it's immediately felt. Here's my study I did related to life energy, or ki in Japanese. And it may be a little technical, but I don't know if I can read this. It may be best if you go inside that you can find in description if you're interested. It talks about the study done in Japan about how different part, like a crown of head, middle of left hand, sole felt, sole of leg, tandem below the navel, and how the blood flow was changed, increasing in those areas compared to not having this meditative experience. So that indicate aliveness that we feel. The blood is circulating more freely, not to be just confined in the brain because of the connection to the heart and body. So the other study from the Shanghai Central Medical Lab study I did. And so it's interesting. It's a scientific study of how physiological change happens as we meditate. And as I said, aliveness, it has to be experienced. It has to be a direct experience, not the conceptual understanding. But that's kind of backup of supporting evidence from the scientific community. And I think this is what I mentioned from my point of view, because this is titled Implication to Organizational Issues. In my life, I spent 40 years writing books and lecturing and working with companies and organization to change, empowering people, breaking down the barriers in the organization horizontally and vertically, so that people can have some common ground to share ideas like customer orientation and ownership, accountability of what they do, the idea of mini company, and glasswall management to share those information, red and green, what's going on, right and wrong, what can be done, PDCA cycle. And I'm saying that organizational transformation has a lot in common as you find yourself as one organization and you to break down the barriers, blockages, and the bottlenecks open up so that you feel the energy is flowing. That's the point of my earth-shattering experience when the blockage is taken away. And you can work on it little by little, little by little. It's maybe a little bit of a challenge, but that's why it takes this 10 days course. If you cannot afford to, we can still work on with me. So far as I keep doing this every day in this 10-day meditation. Let's meditate, is the title of my daily 20 minutes meditation, but also my talk about what's going on in my life. So it's semi-meditation in a way, because I'm sharing my experience as we focus on connecting to the heart and body. So how I use those ideas applied in daily life. Let me just quickly read this. Whether society as a whole or organization needs to resolve the bottleneck to fully utilize their potential. This is contrasted to an individual suffering as addressed in Vipassana. Elimination of suffering is tied to happiness and liberation. In all cases, we are to express Buddha nature of life or life energy. Compassion and wisdom are the expressions of this process. May all beings be happy. This is applied in business and any organizational settings as well. Then Sila, right conduct, may be seen as more than the moral conduct. That's why I say the right conduct, than not just the moral. On one hand, we may see that Sila represents the process that came from prajna or panya, the wisdom, to help us lead a happy life. As we awaken to a new insight, Sila is the insight that you apply. So it's like a CAPD, check, act, plan, do process to keep building up. So it may include the basic rules and processes that we humans found useful and appreciative in conducting a happy life. If we look at Sila in this manner, it may even include the scientific discovery or intellectual advancement that helps the advancement of civilization. In a larger sense, Dhamma, or laws of nature, and all processes that help to reduce bad mind conditioning, including samadhi, may be called as Sila. a proven process. This is a notion of plan, do, check, act, or PDCA, but start from check, act, plan, do process. I mentioned in my mini company book, or new shop floor management, the result from the heart. Yet the other notion is that if we live following the laws of nature, everything is already balanced and in harmony. So we simply need to go back to nature if we are to live as we are meant to be. There may be a way of living like that, as I see it. It depends on either individual and what we mean by the laws of nature. We have the talent in our conscious mind that animals do not have. If we find a way to use it wisely, we can find the best use of all of the cells, as it also corresponds to eliminating the block sensation as may be found in our mind-body system. As mentioned in my book about the mini company, we can use the brain while listening to our heart in the harmonious manner. Such is the wisdom of humans. For Picasso, the painting may have been his life's mission. For Buddha, saving people from misery might have been the mission. Then others may focus on science, business, volunteer work, or raising family, finding the mission that we can contribute our talent and living one with a mission. Such a person may find the state of maximizing the potential, fully utilizing the potential. Zen Kigen I talk about. The organization being the collection of individuals, this process should apply basically with the same principle. I'll finish in 3 more minutes. Maybe I'll finish with this one. I have this concept I called HMAX when I was at Stanford. This is a business school, and I was graduating. I thought I'd sum up what I have learned. H is for happiness, and max is maximizing happiness. It's kind of like may all beings be happy. But at the time, I was like 30 years old, and before Vipassana or even Zen, that I went into in a serious way. Anyway, idea of the HMAX is something like that, and let me see how I explained here. When a block is removed and the free flow of sensation is gained, life energy flows better and cells become more alive, accompanied with a vibration of happiness, blissful sensation. It is a state where all cells, nerves, blood, and so forth are able to connect with each other to express themselves better, perhaps equating to the state of bliss. This situation may be analogous to one coming out of the cold wind to the warm weather, when the body is happy and its metabolism increases. Then the cells are not contracted anymore, enabling them to explore their potential or the mission. As much as mind and body are seen as two sides of the same coin, the connection between physiological internal issue and external issue, or conscious and unconscious, need to be reconciled as well. It's a funny expression, but I'll keep on going. This is the resolution process, or the block removal process, which needs to happen according to one's specific circumstance from one moment to the next. This resolution process may be tied to Buddha's middle way, where extreme situations are avoided. This corresponds to the balanced mind and the process of enlightenment, as discussed elsewhere. In a way, it is like a sailboat cruising by adjusting the sail, ladder, and so forth to reach the destination. I call the destination as HMAX, where the true happiness of an individual, as expressed by maximizing the life energy, full utilization of their talent, is being realized. But this is just a theory. Without being able to sell according to whatever situation we face in life, it does not mean anything. Thus, living wisdom, which incorporates techniques and their practice, is the name of the game. Theory is just attempting to clarify a guideline. In the course, with the basis of food, lodging, and minimized contact, the influence of external factors are minimized for us to help maximize the manifestation of life energy in spiritual or psychological dimension. We experience impermanence or anicca in a less controlled setting as we come out of the course. We are to practice awareness and equanimity. A few more minutes, I guess. As I could not find any activity, no, sorry. Okay, that's pretty much it. So what I'm saying at the end is, this is just the theory, or working theory to describe the enlightenment process to be discussed in the next book. The idea is about nature's way to promote life happiness for all beings. So this is before I wrote the book, Results from the Heart. And the idea of that, just to say a few words on that, was to tie into the individual's awakening and this transformation to the organization's maximization of the happiness, customer-supply relationship, all connecting and reducing the blockage, the bottleneck. So that's the one. I use the word, use the brain, but listen to your heart and live with the mission. And that's what the Dalai Lama commented, supporting my idea with a new idea. So not just individual, but organization can connect to such an idea to function. Just an idea. And that's what I worked on with many companies. And now I'm using the YouTube to kind of reflect and still keep sharing the idea of may all beings be happy. So, thank you for listening, if you did. That was 25 years ago. I'm 77 now. Life goes on. May all beings be happy. Thank you.